What is up, friends? Guess what day it is? It is day 30, baby. 30. We've made it here before twice in the last 8 years of dealing with this mess, outside of relationships, obviously. But I've never made it here with this much momentum and this little edging. Pretty much none. And I actually went to the anonymous meeting this morning, and I got myself this bad boy. It says 1 month recovery. Pretty exciting stuff. So I think I've shown you guys the 24-hour one, the 1-day coin, to remember that you are doing this 1 day at a time, 24 hours at a time. You get through that. You don't focus on this crazy, huge number that seems impossible, but you just focus on today. You always just focus on today. And I know I've hit on this plenty of times, and I don't want to beat a dead horse, but really that's what it boils down to. It boils down to 1 day at a time and putting guardrails and preventative measures in place. Because if you're at the point where I'm at in this, you can't trust yourself. That's just the facts, and it's a lot easier. It's so much more freeing to simply not have access, to simply not have a way to act out. So every possible little thing that I have recognized that would eventually lead me to lustful thoughts even, or trying to go down that road for looking for mature content, you get it out. You get it out of your life. You set standards in place. You put the blockers on your phone or your devices, and you just run. You run the opposite direction with every part of your being, and you don't give it a foothold, because the second you give it a tiny little bit of slack, that spot right over there, that's okay, because I really don't that much. It's really not a problem anymore. I'll probably be fine this time. I mean, I know I have in the past, but no. The second you're making those excuses, you're leaving yourself a door open for the enemy to come right back inside and just totally tear you to pieces again. And no, it's not a setback to zero, even though, yes, relapsing would mean starting again at day 0, day 1. Your brain is still being rewired, so that's a good thing. We can't be completely negative about this. But the fact of the matter is, it is not worth it. It is never worth it, guys. Never. Never, ever, ever worth it, period. I gotta apologize. Pardon my voice here. I'm pretty sick. I just took some medicine about an hour ago, so I'm able to speak, but got a little bit of a sinus issue here. And the reason that I haven't had a ton of videos, guys, is, truth be told, I've just been focusing on guitar, school, business, real friends, real girls, all good things. I don't have a relationship. I'm not doing things with any girls. I'm simply communicating. I'm simply being a fantastic friend, a fantastic human being, and by no means am I just, I'm just perfect now. There's countless things that I'm still working on, but the fact of the matter is, when there's not that cloud all up in here, you can actually think clearly. You can actually make good choices. You can actually do positive things with your life without being bogged down by that constant temptation. And honestly, one of the biggest things, guys, is when that temptation arises, I say no repetitively until I'm thinking about something else. If I'm around other people, you say it mentally. If you're not around other people, you can say it out loud. Something comes to mind that is completely lust-based, that is going to make you go down the wrong path, you just say no. You just say no, no, no. You don't accept that thought. No. You're not going to let it take hold anywhere else. Sure, it tried, but it's not happening. And you're saying that until you are actively engaged in another activity, or you're walking towards somebody else to engage conversation with them, or like you have music on, positive music. Does that make sense? So you're saying no, you're not letting that thought take hold, and you're just getting away. You're running. Because by ourselves, guys, we are not strong enough for this. I'm just going to be honest with you. We are not strong enough for this. And I'm sure you guys have heard the story about Rat Park, where they have rats in 2 different cages, and they each have water or cocaine water in both cages. And obviously the rats, once finding out that one has cocaine in it, they are a lot more attracted to that because it's a drug and it's an addiction. But then the second cage has multiple rats in it, so the rats have friends. And it has, like, the little rat wheel. It has extra food. It has, like, things they can run on and climb on. And it's a rat park, if you will. And what they found is that the rats in Rat Park didn't want the cocaine water anymore. Because they had connections. They had friends. They had positive activities that were better for them than the cocaine. They would rather do all those things with all their rat buddies and have fun that way than being isolated with their addiction of the cocaine water. Whereas a lone rat by himself in his little cage with just those 2 choices, of course you're going to pick the cocaine water in that scenario. You don't have any friends, you don't have anything to do, and that's what this addiction does to us, guys. It takes you away from your connections. It takes you away from your family, from your friends, from the things that matter to you, and it leaves you alone. Even if you're seeing people, even if you're seeing 150 people every single day that you had somewhat of a conversation with, in the back of your mind, it's always there. Always. You can argue with me as long as you want, but the fact of the matter is, if you just screwed up the night before, you cannot have a genuine, for lack of a better word, conversation with a family member or a friend the following day. You can't. I'm sorry. Because you're going to have that guilt, you're going to have that shame, and it just leaves you a mess. It leaves you alone. The opposite of addiction, guys, is not sobriety. The opposite of addiction is connection. Get connected. Talk to people about this. Seek some help. Honestly, 9 out of 10 conversations that I've had with friends who I had never spoken to this to about ever, when I bring this up, I let my walls down, and then they were able to let their own walls down. 9 out of 10 times, they dealt with the exact same thing at some point in their life, or they still are. And they go, wow, oh my goodness. Caleb, thank you so much for sharing that. Like, nobody really talks about that. And yeah, I struggle with that too. Boom! Relationship is deeper. Friendship is stronger. You have a stronger trust with that person. And then you allow them to share their vices, to share their shortcomings. And you're basically telling them, hey, you're not alone. And so that's what I will tell you. You are not alone. I just realized I recorded this whole video vertically. Perfect. All right. So, regardless, I hope you guys are doing fantastic. It is day 30. It's day 30. A new PR will be in 5 days. I hate to even say that because I don't want to, like, woo, look at me, I'm hitting benchmarks, and oh, we can just, no. The benchmark is years, many years. That is the benchmark. That's where we're putting the bar. I'm just sick of it. There's no point. I have no social media on my phone. I'm not allowed to download new apps unless my parents put in a passcode. It's like I'm 12 years old, but I absolutely love it. It's so freeing, guys. So mentally freeing. And yeah, I am just excited about life. And yeah, loving life, loving love, and loving living. So, my apologies for the vertical video here, but I will talk to you guys, I don't know, hopefully soon. I'll try to do one a week, possibly, but yeah, today's day 30, and I will talk to you guys in the very near future. Stay strong out there, everybody. Peace.